And we're live. This is the Check-In Show, episode 24. Claudio, Capri, Don Xanklin, Mike Gamache, and myself, Paul Ash. Welcome.
Welcome, everyone.
Hey. Welcome, everybody. Okay, so we just started discussing this before we went live. There's a comedy partner of Claudio's. He does the Dirty Four podcast with, and I was sort of trolling him online. Not troll. It was just like one troll comment on something he tweeted.
Yeah.
And it's been deleted. So I didn't delete it. I didn't realize that it was going to be that. Can I just sort of recreate it for everybody?
Sure.
Yeah.
Let me see what I can do here just to bring this tweet on into the whole. There it is. Oh, that's not the right thing. Oh, rare. There we are. All right, so he had a tweet. I started watching comedy as a kid. I thought there was no way I could be that funny ever in my life.
Paul, your mic's screwed up somehow.
Oh.
We got massive feedback.
All right, let me just try that again. So I'm not.
And
sure
we're live.
Welcome to live. Now,
Yeah.
is it?
No, it's not better.
Okay.
Oh, I'm not hearing anything though on my side.
You're not.
We're
Yeah,
here.
Mike. No, it's just maybe you, Mike. Maybe you're going crazy.
Is
All
it
right,
me?
well, it
Could be
might
me.
be just you. Everybody else says it's just you, but just in case, I'm just going to read the tweet.
Yeah.
Okay, it's me. It's me. Sorry, it's
No
me.
worries.
The feedback was my own speaker.
Oh, okay. All right.
No.
Okay. So I'll bring it up. It says,
Okay.
I started watching comedy as a kid. I thought there was no way I could be that funny ever in life until I learned that it's mostly trials and error. Then I thought pretty sure I can fail that many times too. And I said, here's to you, here's to you, Joey. Hopefully one day you'll actually succeed. And hashtag make a wish.
Oh my!
And
he deleted that.
He
Okay.
deleted that. That was funny. Was that not funny? I mean, it was.
It was
Yeah.
funny. It was funny, and it was actually nice at the end there, where you had make a wish. Hooray! Yeah, I was like, yeah. Although that sort of implies that he's a little bit off.
Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Yeah, but that would be that. Yeah, that's
Claudio's
Make a Wish.
been very stone-faced over all of this.
Very,
'cause
very much
Claudio's
so.
friends with Joey.
Well,
No.
No, I kind of read it as like make a wish. The
Like when
the
Wish
blue
Upon a
fairy.
Star. Yeah, Wish Upon a
like
Star.
Pinocchio.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just read it as all right. Well, it's funny.
Yeah,
It's funny.
No, I'm serious. I'm serious. That's how I read
It's
it.
funny
as.
if he's going to delete that, he's
I'm
very
convinced.
very thin-skinned.
Yeah, but when you have when you're a comic and you have
Yeah.
other comics following you, this is
Right.
the kind of ribbing you get, and I think
No
it was kind
kidding.
of gentle ribbing.
Like
Yes.
yeah, like Ben Cardilli. Like when I post some stuff, Ben's like, because obviously when I lost weight and I posted Mike and then I posted those pictures from the nest, Ben's like, oh man, Claudio, I could see there's something different about you. He goes, it's definitely it's not your stage presence, but it's your but it's your weight loss, But I'm like, Ben, and then when he posted something, I'm like Ben, you have the exact same smile in every one of your headshots. So you see that's how like Ben and I like to get.
Yeah, you want a textbook example of trolling each other on Facebook,
Oh, yeah.
but to take Ben Cardilli and Michelle Dominic. Oh my God.
Yeah, for sure. And like once he told me, goes, man, see what Michelle wrote? I'm like, Ben, I don't pay attention. He goes, damn it. I'm like, Ben, I told him, like, Ben, you know how you should stop this? What? Don't say you're married. Just give her a headshot of your face, and then she'll stop. And he goes, I tried, it didn't work. I'm like, well, Ben. Well,
He
then,
tried though.
yeah. even after a show, right? And then I'm like, he's like, oh, good set tonight. I'm like, Ben, I'd understand you, but your smoking blocks you from talking properly. I'm like, See, like, those are like fun jabs because we're all comedians, we all get along with each other,
Yeah.
right? And I even like last week on before the nest, like Victoria was standing next to me, and then like I just want to tap her shoulder, right? But there was a moment where a comedian did not get laughs and everyone was super quiet, but I just did it at the appropriate, like I did not know that it was an appropriate time that to do it. So I just turned and just tapped Victoria Blair's shoulder, and there was an echo. And there was an echo throughout the nest, and some people were looking at me, and you hear Victoria stop, and then people were laughing. And I think the comic is like, all right, good, I'll take it, and then everyone didn't laugh after that. Like, oh god damn.
Claudio, is anybody else getting a little bit of an echo from Claudio? I think your levels are a little too high.
I just checked my I just checked my my level.
anything, Mike. I think
You're not getting it?
Mike.
I may be the one who's.
Hey Mike,
I've tried everything.
are you day drinking there?
Yes. Straight vodka here.
Vodka on the rocks.
Yes.
By the way, before we continue,
Yes.
so a friend of mine was working at a bar, and a barmaid did not know what on the rocks meant. So someone asked, "Can I have vodka on the rocks?" And then she literally responded, and this is no bit. It actually happened. She really responded, "Oh no, sir, I don't have rocks. If you want rocks, I have to go get them outside." And my friend's like, "Oh."
Okay then. How was she hired?
Yeah, exactly.
I have. No one knows.
You think she thought she was being cute, maybe, or?
No, but she had a serious tone. Like from what my friend was saying, she looked serious. It's like she was not joking. She was not being cute. She was just serious. Now, if that is a trolling, she was trolling. Hands down, if I was there,
Yes,
that would have been a great tip. I'm like, oh my god,
sarcasm level master, like
exactly. But I hope I told my friend, you better tell her, like, well, no, don't tell her, but you hope that was the best sarcasm ever. Or she was serious. I'm like, why?
I did have to tell somebody how to make a screwdriver once.
Wow. Yeah, that's like, oh my god. Like, so I heard somebody asking what goes in a rum and coke. It's like,
yeah.
Okay, think about that one.
That's a puzzle.
Now hold on.
Now the thing
That's
is,
a
there's a way to cure all of this.
Yes.
There's a way to cure that entirely.
Yeah.
And that's when the Wiggle Room reopens.
Yes.
Go to the Wiggle Room, especially for the vaudeville variety shows.
Mm-hmm.
You definitely want to check it out.
Their bartenders are masters.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, but
master
you see,
mixologists. Yes, indeed.
I will say this, like, look, I don't know how, because I don't drink, so I don't know what I never had I think I had a screwdriver once or twice, but rum and
Vodka
coke.
orange juice.
Yeah, basically.
But rum and coke, like,
It's
I'm sorry.
a classic.
Yeah. Sorry, what goes in rum and coke?
The recipe is in the name.
Yeah,
Yes.
rum and coke.
I mean, if you don't know what goes in a rum and coke,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So
but
this is
it's
the morning show
Malibu
for alcoholics.
And Coke.
Malibu, like
Malibu and Coke is delicious.
I used to have
Well-made
that.
rum and coke with is just so refreshing.
I had the weirdest combination that I went to the States. I had picked some stuff up, and then I just tried them together for I don't know why. It was almost too sweet, but not quite too sweet.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a vanilla Coke and pineapple rum.
Ooh. That's like a rum and rum and colada.
Ooh, yeah.
It's a lot better than a rum and colonic.
Or
Let's hear it for the butt chuggers out there.
Yes.
I had before I got diagnosed with diabetes, like I was
don't
at
have that, by the way. Don't
Yeah, exactly. My blood sugar is gonna spike. No. So I was at my friend's house, and we didn't have any Coke. We had Sprite, so I mixed Sprite and rum.
That
Best
works.
regret decision of my life.
Yeah.
Really? You didn't like it?
You didn't like it?
I don't like. I don't know what it was. I don't know. I think it was because I believe that the Sprite that they put in was a bit flat. So
Yeah, that would.
Anything that's flat you put into alcohol just kills it. So yeah,
Exactly.
it's got to be you make a gin and tonic. That tonic's got to be fresh and bubbly. You make a vodka soda. The soda's got to be really bubbly. It's like if it's flat, it's like.
You get water. It has to be
When
nice
I
and
was a
cold.
kid, we would if you had an upset stomach, we would do a bit of flat Coke.
Yeah.
Flat. I've heard flat 7-Up and also ginger ale. Flat ginger ale.
Yeah, exactly.
Flat ginger ale. Oh, that
Yeah.
might have been our mistake. Ginger ale was never flat.
Yeah.
It was a ride.
Yeah, this either one, but we like to make it flat quick. You just pour it into a frying pan.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
All
just
the
give it a
bubbles
little
come
bit
out.
of heat, and that's enough to like release all the gases because it's got
Yeah.
a high surface
cool.
area.
Right.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
Even for diabetics, like if if you're running low on sugar, the best thing is to have like a flat 7-Up. So that's why I keep it like in the fridge just in case I'm ever gonna go below 4. But that's because apparently and again, I'm no expert. I'm just telling you what I heard from the doctors. So apparently when your soft drink is flat, it's not as sugary as bubbles. And I'm like,
well, no. What happens with bubble? Okay, here's one of the things that I've learned from physiology. My wife was taking physiology courses. She was going to be working in the hospital as a blood tester and all that stuff. And in physiology, they say in the stomach, if you have anything that has gas in it, it's bubbly, be it beer or soft drinks or anything like that, mixed with alcohol. It actually helps the alcohol go into the
permeate the stomach lining.
Permeate the stomach lining, and it does the same thing with sugar. So the bubbles actually help the sugar migrate through your stomach lining and into your bloodstream.
yeah.
I heard about that about alcohol, but I didn't realize about sugar. But that makes a lot of sense because a lot of alcohol is a lot.
It's sugar.
Of sugar.
Yeah, there's a lot of sugar in alcohol. The molecules are very closely related. So
Yeah, no, I'm never touching alcohol again. I can't. Even if I've been told,
you can touch it. Like if you need to
Like-
clean something,
yes.
oh yeah, for sure.
Or disinfect a cut.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You're on the frontier.
Oh, I've got a cut in my stomach. I'm going to disinfect it.
By the way, that is what they do in so many movies is so wrong.
Yes.
Unless you're doing about 90% alcohol.
Yeah.
Right. Because if you go, I just got shot, I'll put a little bit of Smirnoff or something, because really that would be the best use of Smirnoff is to pour it out.
Yes.
I'm going to put that on the wound to disinfect. You know what you're doing? You're just basically giving a ton of sugar to bacteria to feed upon. To get an incredibly bad infection.
Yeah, you could.
Dawn's got that look on her face like, is that why he lost his leg after I did first aid?
Actually, and nobody in the movie.
A little bit of guilt in your eyes there, Dawn.
Exactly. I'm just like,
Yes.
oh.
Yeah.
In the movie Nobody, they actually make fun of that, right? So one of the characters is like, "Why do you have Smirnoff if you don't drink?" Goes, "It'll come in a useful time." And then he gets shot. Goes, "Pass me the Smirnoff." He takes the whole ball. He's like, we gotta get back into the war. And he's like, "No, you're gonna lose your arm." Don't worry, I'd rather lose my arm than die.
Actually, you need a high concentration of alcohol in order to sterilize anything. Even you see people, hand me the rum, I'll sterilize my knife and then I'll dig out the bullet. Not quite, unless that is 151% rum or more, or it's like moonshine. 151 proof. Yeah.
I was wondering about moonshine.
Yeah, moonshine is. I had some moonshine that was like, oh my god, this is like 90, got to be 95 at least.
Now, if you were to take that knife and pour the alcohol on it and then light the alcohol on fire,
yes, that
you
would
might
work.
have a better chance of sterilizing.
Yes, that would
the
work
knife.
it. Yeah.
But,
So we're all like, so how did you lose your arm? I don't want to know. It was a
Smirnoff. I blame Smirnoff.
Yes.
Oh my
By
god!
the way,
By
do
the way,
not
this
take-
show
do
is
not
not
take-
sponsored by Smirnoff.
Yes,
Oh
and
my God,
don't take all of this medical advice as gospel, please.
No.
Seek it out yourself, please.
You just, oh my god! You just gave me an idea for a funny sketch. It's like a person lost his arm, so like those Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and then one person goes, "So how did you lose your arm?" It was a time of war. it was a shootout, and then I took Smirnoff, and then someone cut Smirnoff. Not only good for drinking.
Definitely not good for drinking.
So
Exactly.
what's everybody been up to lately?
I worked on the.
I've got an audition due Friday
Yeah.
for an audiobook. So
Nice.
I get to work on
Excellent.
using my special voice to
Yes,
discuss
of
with
course.
the
Yes.
audience to help them. I don't know.
The
this
soothing
might be going to
dulcet
sleep
sounds.
book, but
Yeah.
I'm not
The
sure.
soothing dulcet sounds of Paul Ash.
It's quite interesting because they're actually asking for an East Coast accent, and
Ooh,
I'm
cool.
not sure I still have one. So
I think it comes out every once in a while. I think if you just focus on it, it'll come right back to you.
wicked out again. I can do an Ufrana accent, but that's not going to be so much.
That's
of a problem,
not gonna
but
be
that's,
something,
That's
yeah.
not quite the same as a
Yeah,
Maritimer
right.
accent. So
Right.
Well,
Just zone
Gotta have the
into
mainland.
zone into your Halifax and
it's
know,
actually
Lighthouses.
the book is based
Fundy.
in Cape Breton.
Oh,
So
Cape
they
Breton.
want a neutral accent except for some of the quotation
Right.
points.
Yeah.
interesting.
Okay.
So
Yeah. I think I'm in the planning mode. I'm just getting ready for some things next year. I messaged you guys about, I was looking for rockabilly
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
inspiration. But
Yeah.
so I don't know. I think it feels a little bit like planning. I'm not really booking myself in for stand up, but I'm kind of feeling like the fear of missing out. So it might be soon that I start. Then this might be the year, like once everything sort of stabilizes with COVID. I think this might be the year where I finally open my own open mic because I need something that works on my schedule where I can show up and practice on stuff.
did you guys hear a foghorn? Did I mention the East Coast and then I heard a foghorn? Did you hear
I
that?
heard something weird. Yeah.
Okay.
Out in the background, there's just like a. I
It's
was
a
like, what the
sign.
hell? Yeah.
The day after tomorrow's coming true.
The bay is calling you. The bay is calling you. Come home, Paul. Come home.
Try the accent.
Yeah.
Come for the alcohol, stay for the accent. What?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So Paul, you're on tonight at the Nest, and
Yes.
Claudio, you're at
Melrose.
Melrose. Okay, so
Nice.
so we're starting out. Yeah, I'm
Dividing our
booked. I'm booked
viewers.
for August 4th. So
Nice.
Yeah.
But now, I want to ask, since there's new management at the Nest, do you still have to email on Thursday mornings? That's
Yeah.
what I want to know.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's
there's
still-
not new management at the Nest.
Well,
No.
no, I meant, when Mike and I were there, Peter was not there, and Florence Pincoche was there, and Lyle, his name is Lyle. Yeah, Lyle was
Lyle.
there. I didn't see Peter.
Lyle's been working for the Nest for decades.
Okay. So it was my first. Well, no, it was my second. Well, I mean, no, every time when I see Lyle is when we go check out the show on the weekends. So, but I'd never seen. It was my first time seeing him.
Lyle's the Nest photographer. He's been the sound guy. He still is occasionally a fill-in sound guy.
Yeah, he was a sound guy.
And yeah, he's worked the door quite often.
Yeah, that's where I saw him. Yeah.
So.
Okay. Yeah. No. Because I want to get back on the Nest eventually, but when they have the newbie Tuesdays, I would like to be back on there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. I've only managed to be at the Nest once, but I was like, oh, this is the place.
Yeah.
Felt like I needed to leave an offering or something.
Well, it's one of
Probably doesn't hurt.
it's one of the longest running
Yeah.
running comedy clubs in Canada. So it's,
Oh.
Yeah.
it's had several iterations and locations, but
And two ownership families.
and two ownership families. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ernie Butler started it, and Yuck X did move into Montreal. But Yuck X went with their proven talent, which were all people based out of Toronto. So they were coming in and they got no local references out to the audience.
Yeah,
It was a
that's
struggle.
true.
And then that closed, and there's been a couple Yuck Yucks attempts since then.
Yes.
Yes. Mike and I spoke about those.
Yeah.
Attempts, and we and
The latest
I
attempt
started-
was a disaster. So
It-
Oh,
it's- well, that might have to do with who they
Yes.
partnered with managing it.
yeah,
So,
exactly.
the Yuck Yucks has done some of the incredible stuff for comedy in Canada, but they don't they don't promote individual comics. They promote their brand, which
Right.
is understandable because that's what they own.
Yeah.
So it's up to the individual comics to learn how to promote yourself and make
Absolutely.
past. So
Yeah.
Yes, you see, that's why, like, most comic bookers here in Montreal, they were saying, oh, yeah, and Mike, you were saying this, you got to share the event, right? Because it's all about also branding yourself as well,
Right.
right? Because I find that is also important, and this is where I have like not heated debates with some comics, but just like they're like, well, why should we brand ourselves if the let's say, for example, I'm just gonna put like vaudeville, right? And I'll be like, and Paul, you're like, hey guys, can you promote the show, brand yourself? But then
we
we're like,
also have an added benefit with vaudeville for people to promote the show.
exactly,
Yes.
exactly, right? But then if people like, oh, well, if you go up to Paul, like, Paul, why should I brand? Like, why should I promote your show since it's your responsibility? And then that's where I wouldn't say heated debate comes in, or heated debate, you could call that too. That's like where conflict of interest comes in. And my answer is, well, yeah, he'll put you on the show, but it's your job to brand yourself. It's your job to promote yourself because here's the thing. I saw an interview, a local comedian. She was saying when some people see a Montreal comedian, let's say open mic person or about to do like do pro shows, people about the Montreal comedian, they're always like, who? That's what it is. It's the famous. Who's that person? Who?
Well, if I can just attach it from a positive angle on the other
Yes.
side,
Yes.
Trana Wintour, Sugar Sammy, Deanne
Yeah.
Smith,
Yeah.
all of them were local comics here who promoted whatever show they were on,
Yes.
and they built a following. And because they had the following, more
Yeah.
people wanted them on their shows because more people would show up. So
Yes.
if I'm putting on a show and
Yeah.
you're not bringing people, then what's my incentive to have you back on the show?
Exactly.
Well,
Oh,
yeah, because
absolutely.
I had a really interesting chat with a producer out of Seattle who we were talking about sponsorship and how you make your show visible. And
Right.
I was asking him about this weird phenomenon because of comics not promoting shows that they're on, right? Because for me, I'm a comedy fan, so even if I wasn't doing stand up, I go watch stand up, and I always share I share stuff that I'm not even on. But it blows my mind that people who are on a lineup with me don't share.
Bother. Yeah.
And I'm just like.
It's like,
But the thing is, he was like pointing out that the idea of build, like as you were saying, Paul, about building a following so that people can recognize you counts. But a lot of comics think of it as the showrunner's job, not their job. That they're the talent, and then that there's a gap, but there shouldn't be.
At which point, I mean, you should be promoting your brand, but part of promoting your brand is reaching out to performers who are recognizable.
Yeah.
right.
And unless you are recognizable, then you should be contributing something to the show. I always promote anything that I'm on. I have so much other shit of my own to be promoting, but I still will promote your shows if I'm on them.
Yeah, because it takes a minute. Sorry to cut you off, Paul.
It's also it's kind of frustrating to me as a show promoter when there's some people who are comedians who I like, are talented, who don't have any social media presence.
Right.
So
I don't
it's
get
hard
that.
to tag them in anything
Yeah.
that's being done. So
How do
I don't
people
know if
know-
they're hiding out from the mob or what.
Well, how do people know where to find them if they don't have a presence? How do they build followers and an audience? I don't understand.
I know
how it works.
it's bizarre.
Yeah, there's a comedian in Montreal. He doesn't have social media, and he goes, "Oh, well, then if they want to follow me, I have my phone number." I'm like, "Why?"
Yeah, everybody's got your phone number.
Yeah.
Weirdo. Jim Mandrinos, who was supposed to be my guest, we had another technical issue, so he couldn't join yesterday. He's going to be back in 2 weeks for the They Talk Funny, the official They Talk Funny, and this is his book.
Ooh.
Excellent book.
Idiot's Guide to
I own that. It's very good.
It was
Lots of
published in
info.
2004, but he's
Still relevant today.
Yeah, he's one of the instructors for the Gotham Writers Workshop. Sorry, if Dawn, if you're still.
Oh no, it's cool. I've got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm rather happy, and I'm really excited to have him on. I'm hoping that we get a bunch of questions in from.
Yeah, I'll tune in and throw a
me
few
too.
questions his way too, because he's a very informative person on in terms of how to do the job, because it's a good job. Let's face it.
The job.
Doing
Right.
comedy, it's a job.
Yeah.
How to do the job better with more ease. He talks about stuff that you have to have had lots of years on the scene to have picked up these little tidbits, and he shares them freely. So I was like, definitely.
He started at age 19 when Colin Quinn was doing was at the news desk for Saturday Night Live. He was he got some of his lines used, so he was writing for Colin Quinn. He's written for Saturday Night Live. He was fired by Tina Fey. He has one of the things is like your job as a writer is to be fired.
Right.
You're
only as good as your last bits. Yeah.
Pumping everything in, so very interesting guy. When he tours, he does Q&As for the new comics at whatever club.
Excellent.
And he's done that
here
in Montreal. So.
Yeah. I like somebody like that who gives back to the profession, to the scene, who doesn't feel that anybody coming up is a threat or competition,
Absolutely.
but actually welcomes them into the genre.
For sure.
I have
Hands
great
down.
respect for someone like that. Great respect.
What is with that? That's one of the things that bugged me as a new comic, because I'm only 4 years in, but I remember they're like my parents retired and they're in the Caribbean, and there was a giant hurricane that hit, and I was trying to figure out how to work out what I was feeling through my joke. So I asked a question in the Ottawa comedy community, and it was just like piled on, and I was just like, well, thanks guys for letting me know that comics eat their young.
Right.
And then I got all of these actual helpful messages like in Messenger where no one else could see.
Right.
But I was just like, what the fuck is with that dysfunctional attitude with new comics? And
it's not just new comics. There's a little bit of one-upmanship anytime. Did I mention this last week? But I watched the documentary about Gene Wilder.
Yes, you did.
Oh.
Okay, where it talked about him and Richard Pryor, and the reason they worked so well as a team was he wasn't trying to one-up Richard Pryor. He was just responding naturally. Yeah. And so he sort of was Richard Pryor's straight man.
They were working with each other, not against each other.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what you need.
But with in the comedy community, and especially publicly, that's why it was in the public responses. You got all the bad advice, all the piling on.
Yeah.
And you got you got good advice. The other thing too is when you've been in the game, you get a little bit jaded once you've done it for a good while, because there's always these new. I'll say the word tourists.
Yeah, who come and go.
Who come in and go. Yeah, come and go. And some of them will come in and they'll suck up for information, and then then they don't care about stealing bits or whatever.
Right.
And so you want somebody to sort of prove themselves to you before they're worthy of your time, because you end up, it can be an energy suck. And when you're talking about the tourists coming in, go right ahead, Claudio.
Speaking of stealing bits, someone stole one of mine.
Recently? The premise or word for word?
Word for word.
Ooh.
Oh.
Call him out?
Call him out.
Talk to them privately first. Sorry.
I mentioned to this person to actually, I think you know who I'm talking about. Anyways, Paul, you know who it is.
I don't. Well, not with that clue.
Maybe offline.
Okay, yeah.
Might be safer.
You can put it in the private chat here.
Yeah.
So
is it somebody that was more established than you or less established?
Oh, he tries to be established. He tries to be established, but no one respects him.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not like that person is getting on a lot of gigs.
Yeah.
And future. So
yeah.
So someone was messaging me and saying, "Hey, your bit about your dad and ADD, yeah." how does it go again? So then I just did a quick video, and my friend liked the premise. He goes, well, this guy, he did it, and I'm like, okay.
Oh,
He goes,
God.
there's only 2 people in the audience. I'm
Right.
like, okay.
Yeah,
And how did he deliver it? He goes, he butchered it. I'm like, God damn it.
Well,
At least if you're going to take my joke, just make it better or just do it. But I
No,
told
but
him
if
many times.
but if he butchered it, maybe he
Yeah.
won't use it again. You know.
Well,
but that's another thing.
Yeah, well, I know who this is, and yeah, he's going to use it again.
Oh.
And he's going to butcher it again and again and again.
Here's one of the things. Anyone that steals a joke from you is basically admitting that you write.
Have a better joke, yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, but
and
how
one
did it-
thing they can't steal is your ability to write, which is something they seem to be like.
Yes. Yeah.
But here's the thing, like I know some of my jokes are not funny, but it's just the way I deliver it that makes it hilarious. But the people who saw this guy taking the joke,
I
You're
don't.
like-
I really don't understand how he managed to take that particular joke, because that particular joke almost has your stamp on it.
Yeah.
It applies to your situation, and unless somebody's in exactly the same situation and is doing exactly the same joke, it has no bearing.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. It doesn't ring true. And
But
anyway.
I think if
Yeah.
they're like not writers to start with, they
Yeah.
don't feel that. They don't feel that narrative thread that it's connected to, and they don't care probably.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the most famous times, the one that I kind of like really kind of stood up for, of somebody who stole a joke of mine. Like, they didn't steal the whole joke. They took a similar premise, sorry,
Yeah.
and then they inserted a little bit of the word for word of mine,
Mhm.
and then they took it very racist.
Ooh.
Oh shit!
Wow.
And I had and the thing is, by the time they did this, I had about 5 years prior with that joke won a CBC award.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
So they just
I would have taken offense at that for sure.
no, the best was when I talked to them privately, saying, hey, that line that you have in that joke is like lifted word for word from my joke. And they said, yeah, well, your joke is hack. So that's when I had to decide that's enough to go public. So
Yeah.
Oh.
yeah,
I
but you
did.
sure wow.
What happened when you went public? Did it stop?
they went. I have another joke about them now.
The best revenge.
Best revenge, exactly.
Yeah.
let me.
I'll show you.
Oh, it just reminds me. Sorry,
Yeah.
I know we shouldn't be posting dirty laundry on here, but I'm just
But-
saying because him took
Well-
the premise of a joke that I wrote. Not wrote. Sorry, no. Let me rephrase. He took the premise of a joke that I want to do. So it's basically like what if like Italian action stars are from the East End here in Montreal, and they have these 3 famous Italian words, right? So no, it's like ba, minga, and I forgot. Anyway, so there's 3 of them, and then he almost took the premise, and I'm like, why?
You're not Italian.
Why? No, honestly, I was gonna compare it to John Wick, like Keanu Reeves and Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
But I'm like, if they were Italian and just have 4 words. But anyways, like that's all. I'm like,
Well, I hate when I hate when people take content that's not even the whole joke, but it's so close. Like there was like one comic that I kind of stopped exchanging info with, like even like social media stuff, because I would notice that when we'd be on the same shows, all of a sudden this tag would be really similar and then would start being in a future set. And I would be
Right.
like, and a friend of mine like went and watched a couple of shows and said, well, why is this joke sounding so similar to yours?
To yours.
Yeah, and I was just like, well,
Because it is
mine was
mine.
first.
well, you
Yeah,
see,
exactly.
look,
Yeah.
see, look, I believe in parallel thinking. Okay, that could happen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
but I think if a tag happens in the same
Oh, yes,
show,
for
and then all of a
sure.
sudden
Yeah.
it's
For
burst.
sure.
Yeah.
Unless your friend has helped, like I had many times where Paul and Mike helped me All right.
Uh-huh.
And then like, oh, well, deliver it this way. I'm like, all right, I'm going to do it. I'm like, all right, well, it's because they helped me and I'm grateful for that,
Yeah, but we don't go. We
and
don't
I'm
turn
only
around
gonna
and do the tag that we gave you, like
Yeah. Yeah,
And
exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
The thing is too, just to be clear that this is, I mean, it's not cool, but
Yeah.
Mike McDonald was
Yeah.
famous, and this is well documented,
Mm.
is that he would go up to open micers going, I really like that premise. You've got 2 weeks to make it funny or it's mine.
Oh yeah.
Shit.
Like flat out. And
Yeah.
the thing is,
At least
so
he
some
told
aren't,
them.
aren't as kind to even just tell you that. So
That,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just remember.
Robin Williams would also hang around at the back of open mics.
Robin
and-
Williams
yeah.
wasn't doing it consciously, supposedly.
supposedly. But he did lift a bunch of premises from up and comers, and the up and comers were sort of like, well, gee, I've been the best has stolen from me, so I mustn't be that bad. So they persevered, and they but I think it still stings, even if
Yeah.
somebody you come up with a premise, it's a great premise, somebody steals it from you, it's like it's almost a compliment, but it's like, man, that sucks.
Yeah, because then, like, how do you,
Yeah.
prove,
Yeah.
where the
Yeah.
where the spark
Where it
came from?
I've had something with a late night TV show. I was like doing it in a public forum before Facebook groups.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We got into a discussion with basically
Mhm.
white suburban comics saying that, well, why can't they use the N-word? And so Kenny Robinson and I on one side,
Right.
and
Yeah.
a few other people saying, but it's in the music and culture and movies that we watch, and so
Ugh.
some of the
Yeah.
stuff I said ended up on a late night program, which I won't mention,
Oh shit.
and some of it word for word
Oh
Wow.
in a similar sketch / discussion.
yeah.
Right.
And when I pointed that out and sent links to some relevant people, the website, the forum got taken down.
Jesus.
Okay.
So, but do you want to see the revenge?
Yeah. Sure.
All right, I gotta mute my mic, and this is sort of directed about the same person who basically said that my material was hack.
Talking about extreme, I was stopped by a vegan. Like, he doesn't eat red meat. I have no idea where the anger was coming from. Right, and the thing is, he was with another comedian, so other comedians come up to me and say, oh, don't worry about him. He's harmless. He tells everyone he's a good person. Flag number one. If you're going to tell people you're a good person, you're probably not a good person. Flag number two, he was in his late 30s and he lived with his mom. So mathematically, that means he owns a sword. Flag number three, he was a flat earther.
Oh.
He doesn't like the fact that I'm originally from Nova Scotia, and I've told him I've seen ships sail over the horizon. Right? You no longer see the bottom, but you still see the top. That's because of the curvature up here. No, dude. That's a science of refraction. See, light will bend. Dude, you're a flat earther. You have lost the right to use the word science. And how can you believe light will bend, but the earth doesn't? Personally, I just like to push flat earthers to see if I can push them over the edge.
I like this joke better because I now know the origin of it. So it's
He
great.
got very upset because I refused to accept an apology from him because he did a couple of shitty things, and like I had forgiven him on previous occasions, and then I said I'm just gonna pretend he doesn't exist, and it drove him nuts, and he got very stalkerish.
Yeah.
He sent stuff to my door.
What kind of
Scary?
stuff, if you don't
Like,
mind me asking?
it was apology letter and a book. It was a Bill Hicks book actually, but
Oh boy.
so,
Yeah.
So how over the edge are you willing to go to stop this guy, Paul?
I don't know. I personally don't like sharing a planet with him, but I'm not going to do anything active. So I just sort of
that's true.
pretend he doesn't exist, and when he wants to
Yeah,
to
I
remind
have
other people he does. I just
Same here. Same here.
yeah. If somebody pushes me to my limits, they cease to exist in my world, and
Oh.
I can walk right through them. So yeah, if
yes.
you ever piss me off, that's what's going to happen to you. You're going to be like a non-entity.
Yeah,
No,
I
that's-
used to be
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead, Don. You were gonna.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I do the same because I think a lot of people sort of see the like the outside part, but they don't realize that just like when people show you who they are, you got to listen to them, and so it's just like easy to kind of say, you know what, there's no time being invested in that.
Yeah, life is too short to put up with assholes.
Exactly.
Yeah, I feel really strongly about that.
Actually, a very good friend of his had me on his podcast, which I didn't realize he had
Oh, no.
was doing it so he could ambush me with
Oh,
questions
shit.
as to why. No, that guy didn't show up.
Okay,
No.
that's great.
He ambushed me with questions about why, saying, "Oh, it doesn't sound like the person I do." So I started listing the things he did, and he's going, "Oh yeah, okay, that sort of sounds like him." Oh yeah, well yeah, but I don't think that was his fault. Like when he stole a show
That's
that
creepy.
I was running and then killed it, and like these various things, and then stealing the joke, and when I told him what the joke was at that time. He goes, "Oh yeah, well yeah, that is kind of similar to yours." And I go, yeah, well, there's a chunk in there that was word for word for a good little bit.
I just like
and so I basically converted his friend. And just sort of go, I don't think he would do that. Well, that does sound like him.
Yeah.
It would have been funny if it would have been funny. He would call him on live. And goes, "Did you do? Ah, damn, that's something he would do. God damn, my friend's an idiot."
Exactly.
Yeah, and I mean, it became a joke among some of the other comics who didn't recognize the stress level I was having. Like, I if anyone remembers Sarah Quinn, I was having a conversation in the back of a room with Sarah Quinn, just quietly. We're close together. Show I don't think had quite started yet. We're just talking, and so he started just getting behind me and just circling and staring. And so I'm just ignoring him, and I'm talking with Sarah, and then Sarah asked a question, and then he stepped between us, facing her to answer it like I wasn't there.
Oh.
And it was like she's going, "What the fuck is this?" Like,
Yeah.
Was it before I came in? Like I came into the scene, or was it just during?
I think that was before you came into the scene. That
Okay.
that was before I got banned at the art loft for bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
I was told I did a 19-minute set on a 7-minute set.
Okay.
Wow,
After
that's
being
like
in this room that with blue clouds constantly.
Yeah.
And I checked my tape, and it was 9 minutes, and so I was over.
Yeah.
But like 2
But
minutes.
yeah,
19 minutes.
19 minutes. That's
Yes,
that's ridiculous.
times as long.
That's 3
And,
times the time
the
almost.
person-
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So the person running it, denied to look at that evidence, and he's kept me banned. But then again, he got booed at a stage that I run.
Good.
So
Oh, did you record it?
That I think sort of. No, I don't record other comics without permission.
Oh yeah, okay,
Yeah.
it's true.
And
That's
so I think that colored his idea about having me on his show in the future. So he was looking for any excuse.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that's what happens when jealousy occurs. No,
Yeah.
that-
Well,
it's part of it.
like
Fun.
anything
Comedy
else
is
in life.
politics.
Yeah, it is very
Yeah.
much.
Oh yeah,
And-
for me. Oh, go ahead.
And like everything else in life, you can't avoid unpleasantness in
Exactly.
some people are just going to be
Yeah.
a-holes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you can
because-
just choose how you deal with it,
Yeah.
how you navigate it.
Yeah.
You see, like you both said it. Claudio, you're gonna be people's cup of tea, but you're not gonna be everyone. Like,
Everybody's, no.
everyone's gonna like you, and everyone's gonna hate you. And
Yeah.
at first, I used to be this person that go, "Oh man, you know what? I hope people like me." Now I'm like, "Hey, listen, you know what? If you like me, that's cool. If you don't like me, hey, you know what?
That's cool as well.
It's
Yeah,
sad, but
exactly.
hey, you know what? Like for me, like I'm more of a person. I love doing comedy because I love seeing people's reactions to laughing, and then I just love being in a room for like 5 to 10 minutes, just telling jokes and seeing people laughing if it works or if it doesn't work, and then working with people. But if people have a problem with me, I'm like, hey, listen, let's like there's this person like who usually he would say bad things on my back. But then when I caught him face to face, I'm like, so so what do you have to say? Oh man, you're a good person. I'm like, yeah, stop the bullshit. Just come on, man.
So
I'm
No,
so,
it's-
at the
Claudio,
time I was,
you used Italian intimidation to back this person into a corner. To say,
did. I
Hey,
had
I
to.
hear you've
I
been
had-
saying some bad things about me.
yeah, I had to, and
my
especially
uncle,
that person.
my uncle Vito will be talking.
Hey. It's like, Claudio, why are you sounding so mundane when you're saying Vito? I have no idea who you're talking about. But no, that's the thing.
My acting teacher, I started because of Zoom. I took this acting workshop out of New York, and the teacher used to be an actor on The Sopranos, Vincent Curatola. And so when he does his like serious sort of like, it's like terrifying. Just like, okay, it's like do that.
Yeah, I met him actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because they did the Sopranos con
Yeah, he's doing it
2
again.
years ago. Yeah, I know, Paul. So Vincent Curatola was there. Tony Sirico was there. Stephen Van Zandt.
Van Zandt, yeah.
And it was also Steve Sharippa, and I shook their hands, and I remember Vincent Curatola. I'm like, I like the character you played, Johnny Sacks, and also Killing Them Softly. And he goes, why did you like Killing Them Softly? But then I'm like, I didn't say, because you did a good job. I'm like, yeah, because James Gandolfini did a really good job. And I'm like, his 10 minutes work. He goes, so you like the Jimmy?
Mike, you were really funny, Claudio.
Yeah, exactly.
You were there too.
But yeah, it was fun. But Vincent Curatola said the same thing, and he goes, but that's why he's known for having his I would say rusty face as well.
Yeah.
And he always has his one-dimensional character. I'm like, wow, this like when I see him, like apparently when you see him on camera, he's the exact same thing off camera. I'm like, all right.
Oh no, and it's like it just sort of like summons it. It's like what?
Yeah.
Now,
Exactly.
Dawn, you've got 13 minutes left in your lunch. Have you eaten? This is
Not yet, but I'm going to be like, it's a crazy day. I've got a friend with a birthday later that I'm meeting after work. And then I'm just kind of like, oh, okay. I've been grazing, so lots of dried cranberries and dried pumpkin seeds and cereal.
all right. So you're working on your foraging.
I think so. How about you guys?
Yeah.
I wanted to point out in the video that I showed. Did you guys notice the mic control?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mic control. What do you mean? Like where you were holding it, or?
Yeah.
Mike, not mind, Mike.
Mind control.
I didn't notice.
Because the thing is, I had it in a very set place, and I never moved it, just because I didn't want to draw attention to it, so it would appear more natural on screen.
Right.
Except when I wanted to do some vocal effects. So when I wanted sort of that echoey and deeper voice, I raised it up so it's closer to my lips.
Right.
So that's the thing. When people are using microphones, like they pick up what is being said, but how you use it can also alter it. Like if I move in close like this, then it becomes sort of very staticky.
Indeed.
And so you see comedians on stage that have the mics right against their lips, not realizing that it's muffling going out to the audience.
Yeah.
You need to project somewhat, but so if you do bring a mic close to your mouth, you need to talk slower
and softer,
and it will pick it up as deeper, and it'll give that sort of echoey kind of effect that you want. But you just need to make sure you're clear when you do it.
And if you're ever going to yell on stage, put the microphone to the side, because holy
what
crap.
do you mean, Mike?
That's some good advice.
I already have a very, very loud voice. So if I've got the microphone very, very, very close and I decide to yell something, no, that's not going to work.
Wow.
Yeah, I sort of, instead of moving the mic so much, I twisted my head because there's a couple points. When I yelled, you're a flat earther, I was not yelling into the microphone.
Yep. Little things make a difference.
Yeah, but those little things need to be rehearsed and practiced.
Yeah,
absolutely. And some people never learn it.
I would touch on when I used to teach comedy. So,
what?
He did. He did teach comedy. I
the
took a
thing
course
is,
with him.
there is the debate. You can't teach people to be funny. No, but what I would say I do is I would teach people to take they're funny and better edited and prepared
Yeah.
for performance.
And there's also
Yeah.
techniques, stage techniques, things
Yeah.
things that
Stagecraft,
years of experience will ingrain in you. But if somebody can sort of like give you
the shortcut.
those little bits and say, here, you might want to try this or consider this, that's gold. That's gold.
yeah.
There's
Yeah.
It's
Because
like a
even-
doctor. Yeah, it's like a doctor, right? Doctor tells you what you should do or not, but it's up to you if you
Yes.
want to. Yeah, the same thing with
Absolutely.
a with a
that
comedy
better be a damn
instructor.
funny doctor if I'm going to take this as comedy. Just,
Oh no, but that's the whole point with
Yeah.
like,
Doctor.
taking acting classes or voice lessons.
Yes.
You just try to learn how to refine your instrument.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless you're well, I mean, Vin Diesel, but his earlier work, but here's the thing: his earlier works were much better, and then it's just the Fast and Furious franchise, which I'm like,
Yeah, he was great. He was great in Saving Private Ryan, but it's like everything else that I've seen him in. Like
he directed,
ugh.
Ryan?
he did a short film.
Yes, he was inside Saving Private
Yeah,
Ryan.
yeah. He was in a
Wow.
short film. He directed a short film like before Saving Private Ryan, and he was basically it was a character. His name is Vince, and you had to go to auditions, right? So you had to go to one audition, and you would play it. You see him auditioning, right? And you would play it through different emotions, like a shy person, a typical Italian or a normal person, and you see him doing all that, and it was just cool to see,
Yeah.
What face did he use to get the role in Breakdancing 2 Electric Boogaloo?
What? I saw that.
You have seen it?
I have seen it, but like in the 80s, 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you didn't recognize him from it?
No.
Okay, all right. I will show that clip in just a second. I do want to point out
awesome.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the other thing is some people have pointed out with the amount of Fast and Furious memes that came out just prior to the release of F9.
Oh dear
They've been saying that it was basically like hiring a bot farm to spam out as many Fast and Furious memes as possible.
Right.
And there has been lashback on it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh.
You have nothing to You see, honestly, for me, this film was missing two things: Dwayne Johnson
Walker?
and Jason
Yeah.
Statham.
Yeah.
Can I just do a little? Because
Go ahead.
I really. Okay, so this is why I hate Vin Diesel right now, because personally, and I can't believe I'm saying this, Fast and the Furious 7 was a great tribute to Paul Walker, and it was the best out of the entire series. Now, Vin Diesel uses Paul Walker's name as a I'm trying to find the right words here, as a scapegoat, right? So number 8, he's like, this is by Paul Walker. Now number 9, and this is what infuriates me the most. Can I spoil the ending of number 9?
I'm not going to see it. So.
All right, for
Go ahead.
anyone that wants, Dawn, you have no concerns about seeing Fast and Furious 9? Okay, for anyone watching, we are about to hit a spoiler. Just let me make it visually clear on screen. So
You've got to
Actually,
prepared for that?
Actually, no. It happens throughout the film. You see the same car that Paul Walker drove in the 4th and the 5th Fast and Furious.
It makes it
Shows. It just shows up to a house and you see a door opening.
So he pretends that Paul Walker's the one driving it. You don't see the driver. You see, the car, and you
don't see it.
associate it with Paul Walker. That is pathetic.
And
that
now
is really
in the 10th
pathetic.
one, they want to bring back Brian O'Connor,
Who's that?
which is Paul Walker's character.
Paul Walker.
Okay.
And I'm like,
sorry. Yeah.
because the ending of number 7 was beautiful. They go into different directions, and now I'm like, no. If they bring no, they can't. They cannot bring him back. No, because Paul Walker. Jesus, I'm like, no. I'm
Filthy lucre.
like, Jesus Christ, like, no. I hope they don't. No, they can't. They can't CGI Brian. I can't. No, because
Well,
I love.
don't put it past them. Don't put it past them.
I had no idea that you were a Sex Pistols fan, Mike. Because the Sex Pistols, when they had the reunion tour,
Yes.
that's what they called it, was the Filthy
Dirty
Lucre.
Lucre, yeah.
All right, so this has been demanded for by at least one person, and so we're going to see it. Are you ready for this? And then I will tell Dawn, I will let you know the twisted part that goes with this afterwards.
Sure.
All right.
With the left leg kick.
Oh.
Kick out the right and cross the left. Remove the left leg and replace further left. Bring your right leg under and your right arm over. Then your left leg under and your right arm over. Kick your left leg and return. Kick your right leg and cross the left leg. Move the left leg and replace it further left. Put your right leg under and bring your left arm over. Then your left arm under and your right arm over.
And I'll tell you why, cause I'm fresh, y'all. From the north, south, east, and west, y'all. Now I'll rock house parties in the b-boys dance. And never ever gave a sucker MC a chance. Cause I'm a rhyme creator, crowd motivator. I'm chilling on you now, I can serve you later. Check out my crew that could never be beat. A Curtis Blow shit.
Wow.
Just goes to show you can teach anybody anything.
Yeah.
And then Mark Vincent turns to the camera for family.
One of the weirdest little coincidences in this is some of the ultra right wing groups have because that was Breakdancing 2 Electric Boogaloo was the name of that movie, have started to take into wearing Hawaiian shirts and referring to their organization as Civil War II Electric Boogaloo.
Oh.
So
Jesus.
there's like these white supremacist militias, Trump truthers, etc.
Yep.
Are taking this Vin Diesel film as an inspiration. I'm not sure, but if you want to just go Google Civil War II Electric Boogaloo, you'll get to see that they had a presence on January 6th at the at the White House. They've existed for quite a while.
Yeah, nice.
Nice.
So I think what the term that they call themselves are Boogaloo Boys.
Yes.
So
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, right up there with the Proud Boys.
Yeah. They're looking for
Whose founder
race
used to
war.
live in
Yeah.
Montreal.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Oh wow! On that cheery note.
Yeah. Not cherry
Yes, we are 2 minutes away from the hour. Dawn, thank you for spending your lunch hour with us.
No worries. This
you
is
had
fun.
nothing better to do, but Dawn's special.
Yeah, very special.
Yeah.
Thank you. Right back at you all.
Okay.
So, all right, just a quick roundup. Claudio, do you get something happening this week that you want to mention?
Yes, I'm going to be at Melrose tonight, and Sunday I'm going to be at Van Dad Carter's Théâtre Saint Catherine, and then next Monday I'm at Am I Right at Ben Cardilli.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Mike.
I've got nothing on the horizon. I just want to say that I had a fantastic weekend because I got to see my mom and dad and hug them voraciously. I hadn't
Nice.
hugged them in over a year and a half, and got to see most of my family. And it was like, oh my God, now I know what I really was missing. And
Oh.
People are
hallelujah,
beginning to
hallelujah.
collect the hugs I've offered.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I saw these two guys too in person, hugs all around. So
Oh, nice.
yeah.
And Dawn.
Oh, nothing this week, but I will share more stuff next week.
Excellent.
All right. And tonight I'm going to be at the Comedy Nest. Sunday, my good friend, the Love Doctor, is going to be doing the Love Doctor live stream. Next week I'm going to have another guest on 6 p.m. Tuesday for They Talk Funny, and then I'll be back here, of course,
Yay!
with all these fantastic people. I'm Paul Ash. This has been the Check-In Show. Cheers to everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.